Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good day to you. That's depending where you are in the world. I'm here in London doing the nighttime devotion from the devotional Christ Triumphant. The title today, Enoch's example challenges us today. The scripture reading comes from 2 Peter 1 verse 4. Whereby are given unto us exceeding great and precious promises, that by these ye might be partakers of the divine nature, having escaped the corruption that is in the world through lust. It was no easier for Enoch to live a righteous life in his day than it is for us in this present time. The world in Enoch's time was no more favourable to a growth in grace and holiness than it is now. But Enoch devoted time to prayer and communion with God, and this enabled him to escape the corruption that is in the world through lust. It was his devotion to God that fitted him for translation. We are living amid the perils of the last days, and we must receive our strength from the same source as did Enoch. We must walk with God. A separation from the world is required of us. We cannot remain free from this pollution unless we follow the example of faithful Enoch and walk with God. But how many are slaves to the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eye and the pride of life? This is the reason they are not partakers of the divine nature and do not escape the corruption that is in the world through lust. They're serving and honouring self. Their constant study is, what shall I eat? What shall I drink? Wherewithal shall I be clothed? Many talk of sacrifice when they do not know what sacrifice is. They've not tasted its first draught. They talk of the cross of Christ and they profess the faith, but they have no experience of self-denial, lifting the cross and bearing it after their Lord. If they were partakers of the divine nature, the same Spirit that dwelt in their Lord would dwell in them. The same tenderness and love, the same pity, compassion, would be manifested in their lives. They would not then wait to have the needy and unfortunate come to them and be entreated to fill their woes. It would be as natural for them to aid the needy, minister to their wants, as it was for Christ to go about doing good. Every man, woman, youth who professes the religion of the Christ should realize the responsibility resting upon them. All should feel that this is an individual work, an individual warfare, an individual preaching of the Christ in the daily practice. If each would realize this, take hold of the work, we should be mighty as an army with banners. The heavenly dove would hover over us. The sun of righteousness would shine upon us, and the light of the glory of God would no more be shut from us than it was from the devoted Enoch. Enoch's example challenges us today. He walked with God, he talked with God, he prayed constantly. He was not lost in the lust of the flesh, the ways of the world, the pollution. the idolatry, and much as Enoch did, so did Jesus. But Jesus suffered immense sufferation. And so when Jesus says, take up your cross and follow me, he's not talking about like a physical wooden cross. That's easy. Maybe it's heavy and would be hard work, but it is easy. Take up your cross and follow me means give up your life to him. And that means shunning the world, shunning the ways of the world. No longer looking after yourself. How do I look? My hair, my beard, my clothes. Oh, my shoes have got a scratch, I need a new pair. It's not about that. You've got clothes on your back, you've got food to eat, you've got everything you need. What do you need? You need him. If you don't have him, you have nothing. Your clothes perish, your body perishes. Everything around you perishes. And the only way you will not perish is if you submit yourself to our Father in heaven. What says you?